Rene Descartes, known as the father of modern philosophy, and famous for his quote, "I think, therefore I am," was born in 1956 south of France. At age 8, he attended the Jesuit College of Henry IV, where he studied literature, grammar, science, and mathematics. In 1614, he left college to study civil and canon law, and he also spent time later studying philosophy, theology, and medicine. After many years of studying, Descartes continued life writing philosophical essays and exploring the world of science and mathematics. Although successful all around, Rene's most important contribution is said to be his philosophical writings. He wrote 3 important texts, known as Discourse on the Method of Rightly Conducting and Reason in Seeking Truth in the Sciences, Meditations on First Philosophy, and Principles of Philosophy. Descartes was a dualist. He believed science and math could be used to explain everything in nature, and was the first to describe the physical universe in terms of matter and motion. He believed there were 2 basic substances: extended, that are there to take up space, and thinking, that are thoughts. These are 2 separate substances, yet we are made up of both, which leads to the mind-body problem. Since the mind affects and influences the body, and vice versa, the term interactionalism is used. Rene attempted to solve this problem by saying the mind and body come together in a place called the pineal gland. Since these substances casually interact with each other, property dualism holds that reality consists of some kind of physical thing that produces both physical and mental properties, or beliefs and desires. Unlike Plato, who said our minds are trapped inside our bodies, Descartes says there's an intimacy between mind and body. Continuing with metaphysics, when Descartes thought about the question, are humans that are in a coma considered persons, both him and Locke said humans spend at least part of the day sleeping. When dreaming occurs, it is very disorganized, chaotic, and little resemblance to thinking. Does this mean humans have no right to call themselves persons every night? When asked if machines can think, Descartes claims that only human minds, which are not material things, are capable of thought, self-consciousness, and self-awareness. There is an unbridgeable difference between the way humans and machines think. He also believed that no machine would ever be able to solve all forms of problems in all sorts of circumstances as humans do. When debating on whether we have a soul or not, Descartes believes the soul is immortal, and that we have one absolute substance in the world that is God, while we have 2 relative substances that are the mind and body. The soul is distinct from the body, and consequently not affected by the same laws as the body is affected by. Because the soul is part of God, it cannot disappear, so it continues to exist as long as God continues to exist. Descartes also says that when death occurs, the soul is free from the body and does not disintegrate. Moving on to epistemology, and the question, what is knowledge? Descartes was considered a rationalist, meaning knowledge is prior to his experience. He never questioned God's existence, but often found himself questioning his own and everyone else's existence instead. Rene believed that sense and human experience are not grounds for knowledge, and that external minds does not exist outside of people's minds. He used deductive reasoning to prove knowledge. Also well known by Descartes, the Cartesian argument, which basically explains how the body is not the same as the mind. Descartes believes that he could not doubt the existence of his mind, because by doubting this, you are using your mind. But he could doubt the existence of his body and simply say that all his sensations are delusory. Rene Descartes spent the last years of his life spreading his theories and teaching his philosophy to many, including the Queen in Sweden. The Queen demanded lessons at early hours in the morning, and because of Descartes' fragile health, he died shortly after at age 54 in 1650.